before I really knew you, I did a little back page thing for Vancouver Magazine. I got various people to kind of do this segment. And I asked you, and your joke that you told me then was a Jack Benny joke. You thought it was perfect. It was just like your money or your life.
Right.
And there's a long pause. I'm thinking. Yeah.
That is kind of the perfect joke because it also sums up his character. So it's not a joke that anybody can tell.
Right.
It was a perfect joke for that character.
Yeah.
I'll do both. Here's a street joke. I like this street joke because it's fast.
All right.
Guy walks into a psychiatrist's office completely naked, except he's covered in saran wrap. Psychiatrist says, "I can clearly see your nuts."
That's a great joke.
I like that joke because it ends before you expect it's going to.
That's right.
I like that. So it's good if somebody says, "Tell me a joke." That you're in and out with that one nice and quickly. Although sometimes I do like to punish people who say, "Tell me a joke." You know, like if you're at a party or something, and there's always a guy who goes like, "Oh, you're a comedian. Tell me a joke." And so right away I start telling him a joke, but I'm making the joke up. And my whole purpose is to see how much of this guy's life I can take. It's like a game show in my head. I'm counting down seconds of his life that he'll never get back. And I make the joke long and specific and boring. And then I backtrack. Oh, I forgot to tell you, the rabbit was from China, right? Or something. Oh, no, did I mention a skateboard? Yeah, that's a big part of it. And until finally, see how long you can go before the guy goes, "What the hell kind of joke is this?"
I thought you were a professional.
Yeah. But in terms of stand-up, Irwin Barker, I don't know how many of your guests choose an Irwin Barker joke.
A few have, and I have, yeah.
He was, I mean, talk about a guy who's good with the language.
Yeah.
He was so fun for me to watch. I remember the first time I ever saw him, I took the train from Saskatoon to Winnipeg to play the club there. I got booked to co-middle the Yucks in Winnipeg. No, actually, I think I was full middle. Anyway, the first night of the week is amateur night, and there's 2 or 3 people go up that weren't particularly exciting. And then Irwin Barker goes up, and I dropped everything. And just, who's this guy? You know, you just start hearing him talk, and his first couple jokes, and it was just like, put everything down, and I'm watching this guy. But he used to do a joke about, he said they're building a seniors home, but it's for prisoners, basically. You know, there's prisoners who are serving a life sentence. Now they're in their 80s or 90s or something, and they need special care, right? So they're building basically an old folks' home for criminals. They don't have a name for it yet. I suggested shady characters. That was, so the first part of the joke floors me already. Yeah. And then he said, you know, because there's these guys in there, they're 90, they're 92, you know, they're serving a life sentence for crimes that don't even exist anymore. You know, the guy's about to be hung for eating one of the king's peaches. And that phrase always floored me.
Right.
Guy's serving a life sentence for eating one of the king's peaches. It doesn't get any better than
wow,
that.
yeah, I've never heard Irwin do that.
Oh, man. That floored me that bit. Because Shady Characters was such a great, borderline cornball, but brilliant, you got
to stop for a second and go, yeah.
Oh, so good. And the timing, the pause between Shady and Characters, it can't be too much, can't be too little. It's got to be just right. And Irwin would nail it night after night whenever I saw him do it.
Wow.
And then the second part of that joke, eating one of the king's peaches.
Yeah, so many great jokes from Irwin Barker.
I miss that guy so much. I often fluctuate back and forth between feeling ripped off and angry that I had my Irwin Barker time taken away from me. Mm-hmm. And alternated between thinking of how blessed I was that I got to. I wasn't just a fan of Irwin; I was a friend. We would hang out. He was a regular poker buddy. I got so many extra hours with Irwin that other people didn't, who were fans of his. So I fluctuate back and forth between rage and feeling blessed.
Right.
You know? It's not a healthy place to be, right? Emotionally, like that.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster.
Yeah. I'm usually much more even keel.